deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro produced in New York court. This is happening just days after he was seized in Caracas in a shock U.S. military operation that paved the path for Washington's plan to dominate the oil-rich country. And now Maduro has claimed, and I quote, that America has forced him to flee from his home, that is Venezuela. He is a victim and he is innocent. That's the latest statement coming in from Maduro. Remember, this is the first statement which is coming from the side of Venezuelan President Maduro since the U.S. captured him. I'm being joined by my colleague Rishabh on the broadcast here. Rishabh, first time Maduro has come up with this statement. He is clearly saying that he is a victim, he is innocent, and he was forcefully taken from the U.S. to flee from his home Venezuela, and this was forced. He's just a victim. That's the latest statement which is coming at this hour.
Well, definitely. One thing is very clear, that Maduro will not go down easily. And in the New York City court, he very categorically said that he is innocent. He is a victim there. And U.S. has abducted him, actually forced him to flee his own country. Remember, on Saturday, India time, sometime past afternoon, what we were given to understand that U.S. forces, the Delta forces along with the DEA, abducted Nicolas Maduro and his wife from Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, and was taken to New York. Now he has been produced in front of the judge in New York City court, where he has pleaded not guilty and have said that he is victim of abduction, and U.S. has forced him to leave his country.
Right, thank you so much, Rishabh, for joining us with all those details here. While viewers on one side where Maduro pleads guilty, there are more infos which we are tracking at this point in time. We are learning that United Nations Security Council is meeting in emergency session in New York to address the U.S. rendition of Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro, a move that has sent shockwaves through the region. And now we are learning the breaking update which we are tracking, that Russia and China have condemned the abduction of Maduro. So two countries, Russia and China, condemning the U.S. attack, and second, Maduro's capture. The Russian ambassador to the UN said, and I quote, "There is no and can be no justification of the crimes clinically perpetrated by the United States. We call upon the U.S. leadership to immediately release Maduro." That's the latest which we are tracking at this point in time. Two countries, China and Russia, demanding immediate release of Maduro, Venezuelan president who was captured and flown out of Venezuela by U.S. I'm being joined by my colleague Rishabh and Urvashu Jaiswal on the broadcast here. Rishabh, first up to you, Russia and China have strongly condemned this attack, and now we are learning that both the countries have called for immediate release of Maduro. How do we see this development? Will it have any impact on United States?
This whole Operation Final Resolve has been conducted. It doesn't matter to Washington what the world thinks, and this is something that Donald Trump has made it very clear, that the world may speak in one voice, but we will do what we have to do. This whole rule-based order, or for that matter the international laws and all, are for other countries. US do not pay heed to it. Is something that Washington wants to showcase now as well in the UNSC, where Russia and China have been very clear that what happened is unfortunate and should be reversed. The Venezuelan president Maduro should be released as soon as possible, or for that matter rather immediately. But what did US ambassador said? Mike Waltz say that this is not an act of war against the people of Venezuela. We are addressing a crime, and that is why Maduro has been brought to New York for the justice. So US still says that they are not at war with Venezuela or Venezuelan citizens, but they are against Maduro, and Maduro is accused used in narco terror in US, and US government is addressing that issue. So that is something that has come forward from the UNSC, and as we have been discussing since morning, that outcome from UNSC is very it's least possible, given that US has its own veto. Whatever resolution would be brought in, it will be vetoed by US at any cost. And France and England, UK also would not go against Donald Trump at this juncture. So it would be interesting to see how things unfold. Maduro says he's a victim,
Right.
he is innocent. US says that they are addressing crime. Russia and China has openly condemned and have asked immediate release of Maduro to be returned to Caracas as soon as possible.
Right, Rishabh, you're pointing to very certainly crucial details here. I'm also being joined by Turvashu Jaiswal. He's an Indian living in Caracas. What is the situation on ground right now? We have seen that some public in Venezuela have condemned this capture of Maduro, while some were actually happy. We saw social media breaking out with videos of residents in Venezuela. They were happy about the capture. But take us to the latest. What's the situation on ground, and how are literally people treating this capture by US?
So right now I'm in Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. I've been in Venezuela for the last 20 days. Before the attack, everything was normal, like people were happy and enjoying their life. But everything changed from last 2 days, like today's the third day. Until yesterday, most of the places were closed. Like I went outside yesterday, like 99% of places were closed. There were a huge queue, long queue outside the pharmacies and supermarket. But from today to the Monday, from today, many places now they are going to open up. Places are getting open up, and I don't know what exactly people feel, but many footages on social media, they are from the past, they're not from right now. And I talked to some people, people have a very mixed kind of reaction. I feel like some people are happy, some people are not. Yesterday, I made a video and I shared that as well. I asked few people, are you happy, or how do you feel right now? Are you sad? So they told me we are happy. It's very mixed kind of situation right now, and very mixed kind of reaction from the people. It will take some time, what people they want and how they are thinking about the current situation.
Right.
So right now, so you can see, right now I'm walking on the streets of Caracas. Until yesterday, most of the shops were closed. From today, slowly they are getting up open. So you can see people, they're selling the stuffs. Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo estás? So you can see in Venezuela is 9.5 hours behind India. Right now here is almost 2 p.m. And you can see people walking on the street. Slowly the things are getting normal. Yesterday all the restaurants and everything was closed. Now you can see they are open, but hardly there are any customers, any clients. So it's like that. And this place, I came here a few days ago, this place was full of people. Hardly you will find any space even to walk. I have some footages before the incident, and this place was full of people. But right now, it's very empty.
Right, Turvashu, thank you so much for bringing us those details here. We can clearly see, our viewers can also assume that Venezuela is slowly and steadily crippling back to normalcy here, as my colleagues were showing. But meanwhile, viewers, US claims that the capture of Maduro was a law enforcement operation in furtherance of lawful indictment that have existed for decades. They say that it is right. Listen into that reaction.
Nicolas Maduro is responsible for attacks on the people of the United States, for destabilizing the Western Hemisphere, and illegitimately repressing the people of Venezuela. As Secretary Rubio has said, there is no war against Venezuela or its people. We are not occupying a country. This was a law enforcement operation in furtherance of lawful indictments that have existed for decades. The United States arrested a narco-trafficker who is now going to stand trial in the United States in accordance with the rule of law for the crimes he's committed against our people for 15 years.